You are listening to the Life Coach Business Podcast with Amanda Carlstad, episode number 136. Welcome to the Life Coach Business Podcast, a show for coaches who are ready to up-level their business and take their impact, leadership, and results to a whole new level. If you're ready to start taking powerful action and become the leader your business needs in order to grow and thrive, this show is for you. I'm your host, Amanda Carlstad, certified life and business coach and entrepreneurial leadership expert. Now let's get down to business. Hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to today's show. I hope you're doing amazing. I am doing really well. I'm excited to talk to you all today. Today I want to talk to you all about breakthroughs in your business and the importance of breakthroughs and putting yourself in an environment that allows you to create breakthroughs and why this matters to your business growth. But before we dive in, I want to give a shout out to Namaidi, who recently just left a 5-star review of the podcast and said, "Very valuable content. I just found this podcast as an established coach who is making a transition to higher ticket offers. I really appreciate the value and practical advice she offers in each episode." Namaidi, thank you so much. I'm so glad you are finding value in the podcast. And I love to hear that you're making the transition to higher ticket offers. I think that's great. So thank you again for the great review. I truly appreciate it. And I want to encourage all of you, if you love this show and you haven't left a review yet, then I want to invite you to do that. Just go to wherever you listen to your podcasts and you should be able to leave a review. I would truly appreciate it. It really helps to get this show out to more and more coaches and really help make a bigger impact. So again, I'd appreciate it if you've been listening to the show for a while, or even if you're a new listener, to go and leave a review. I would love to give you a shout out on the show. All right, let's dive in and talk about breakthroughs. So for all of you loyal listeners of this show, you know that my work, my approach, and how I help my clients grow and scale their businesses is really a combination of high-level strategy and a combination of high-level mindset. And within both of those pieces, there's obviously a lot that goes into this. But at the core of my work, it really is about high-level strategy and also high-level mindset. And so one of the reasons why my clients experience a very high level of results in typically a very short amount of time is because not only do I coach and teach my clients the highest and most effective strategies to grow their business, but we also work so much on their inner game. And we honestly work on that just as much, if not more, as we work on the external strategy. And the truth of the matter is this: in order for any strategy to work in the business, the inner work, the mindset, those internal shifts must also be happening as you're doing the important work of taking action in your business. So for me, my approach is always, and has been always, centered around both the tactical, the strategic things, but it's also rooted in the becoming. It's rooted in who you are being and who you are becoming as you're implementing the strategy in your business. And I think one of the most profound things that I observe as I work with more and more clients, and as I have more and more of my clients that are creating major successes in their business, is that the level that a business is growing will always be directly correlated to the level of growth of the founder, to you as the CEO of your business. And because this is an extremely uncomfortable process. And for most people, it's a very difficult process to go through. It's one of the reasons why I believe that growing a business, choosing to be a coach, choosing this path in your life, choosing this path as a career is one of the most challenging and also one of the most rewarding things we can do. Because not only is the work that you get to do with your clients so important, but it truly is who you get to become in this process. It is about the becoming. It is about the evolution, which, by the way, is ongoing. And it certainly doesn't come from sitting on the sidelines. It certainly doesn't come from not being willing to take risks. It doesn't come from not being willing to fail. Where it does come in and where it does come from is from your ability to break through, to step into your next level. And what happens is that over and over and over again, as you move forward in this process, is when you are doing the work, when you are doing these deep inner shifts, is where you create the breakthroughs. And so that's what we're talking about here. And what I have found is that there really needs to be a decision to put yourself into an environment that creates breakthroughs, that supports your evolution, that supports you in the becoming. And I see this over and over again, is that this is what will directly impact the growth of your business. I think it's important as we move through the conversation today that I first define how I see a breakthrough. And for me, when I think of a breakthrough, when I think about it in terms of business and growing a business, it really is the process of experiencing an internal shift, an internal evolvement where maybe at a different point in time, you might have felt stuck, or you may have been up against what I call an invisible glass ceiling that you've created for yourself in some way, where you know you're up against whatever it is, but you just can't seem to move beyond it. And so in so many cases, what I find is that this shows up in patterns. This shows up in ways that many of you are probably already aware of. But the problem is that you're not sure how to move beyond it. And it's in these moments, it's in the seasons of business where when you're feeling this way, when you are feeling that stuckness or feeling as if you just can't break through that next level, what I found is that in a moment, there is a possibility where you can experience a higher level of awareness. And that might be in a number of different ways. For me, what I found is that in my own breakthroughs, when it comes to my own experience with my own breakthroughs, I found that these come especially when I've put myself in an environment that challenges me, when I'm putting myself in an environment that asks more of me, that supports me in my own growth. And so this is one of the reasons why I have continually put myself in environments and challenge myself to continue to evolve. And I also know the same is true for my clients. And so this is why your environment is so, so important. Because when you put yourself in an environment where you are making the choice to grow, what will happen is that you will likely experience new levels of awareness that you've likely never experienced before. And when that happens, when you experience this higher level of awareness, the solutions, the answers to whatever it is that you've been experiencing, whatever block that's been, is also revealed. And so the challenge and the block, that stuckness that you might have felt, and I have clients that experience this all of the time where they have felt stuck in different areas in their business. And this has happened even in some cases for years or even decades. And in one moment, and I've observed this and I've experienced this time and time again, in one moment, in one coaching session, in one sentence, that stuckness can dissolve. And the solution and that next level is typically right there. Because when you're challenged to expand beyond where you are today, when you are challenged to think differently, when you're challenged to question old belief systems, when you are stepping into your next level and you're growing and evolving and you're changing, the change is what creates those new results. That is what makes all the difference in your business. But here's the thing, the process of experiencing breakthroughs in your thinking, in who you're being able to shift into that next level. Like I said, this is an ongoing process, and it's why your environment is so important in your capacity to create the level of breakthrough that you truly want. And when you're in this process, there is so much that will come up. When you are in the process of evolving, when you are shifting into this next level. And it's so interesting because so much of this is masked in things that might make sense. So much of it is masked in things that might seem logical, that might seem like a worthy reason. But the truth is that what's really happening is that so much of the doubt and the fear and all of the reasons that come up in that process is because of the subconscious programming. It's because of who you most believe yourself to be. It's the core of your identity. And when you're challenging your identity and who you are at the core level, your brain, your subconscious, that's directly responsible for over 96% of your daily behaviors, when that gets challenged, the safety mechanism will kick in. And when that happens, things like procrastination, for example, start to set in. Things like self-sabotage, for example, start to set in. Or confusion, doubt, perfectionism, overwhelm. Excuses like, it's not the right time, or I need to wait. There's so many ways that this can show up, which is why your environment has such a huge role in your ability to overcome these things as you're on this path. One of the things that I coach all of my clients on, and I am able to observe that comes up for them, that I have found to be the biggest opponent by far in this journey of entrepreneurship, is their identity and their self-concept. It's who they believe themselves to be. And in many cases, when I have a new client that comes to me, they so often already know what their patterns are. They already have a sense of what it is that's been holding them back, but they haven't been able to break through it. And whenever they get in the environment of the group, when they get into the environment of being coached at a higher level, when we're getting to the core of what's truly going on, that is when the breakthrough occurs. And that is when the real change starts to happen. And that is when business results start to appear. So I want to encourage you to think about this for yourself? Are you putting yourself in an environment that is helping you create the level of breakthroughs that you really need? Are you asking more of yourself and challenging yourself to grow to the level that your business actually needs? Or are you choosing to allow the overwhelm and the doubt and the fear to take precedence over your breakthrough? This is a really important question to ask yourself, because I want to encourage you to choose to break through. And I want to offer to all of you that the level of breakthroughs that I know you're all looking for, I want you to know that it's 100% possible for you. And it's required. But it also starts with your awareness. And that awareness is most often found only when you're putting yourself in an environment of breakthrough. So I want to encourage you to make that decision, to make the decision to put yourself in that environment, to put yourself in an environment of breakthrough today. I promise you, you are closer than you think. And I promise you, it will change everything. All right, my friends, have a beautiful week. I'll talk to you all again very soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Hey, if you're ready for a real breakthrough in your business and want to grow and scale your business to at least 6 figures or more in annual revenue, I invite you to apply for my exclusive program, The Mastermind, at amandacarlstadcoaching.com/the-mastermind. I look forward to seeing you there. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Life Coach Business Podcast. If you want to learn more about how to build, grow, and scale your business and accelerate your results, visit amandacarlstadcoaching.com.